What work do white collar teams of large law firms do? And I actually took this out, like it was interesting to see. Here is the website of Khaitan. Okay. And if you're looking at white collar crime, this is what they do. Okay. So they, there is, anti-bribery and corruption laws, all of these things, fraud, accounting frauds, insider trading, data privacy protection. This is what they are involved in. But look at the work. So the work here is conducting internal audits and creating risk mitigation strategies. So what kind of system changes should you bring in? Investigations is a huge area, okay, because like this can involve really top management people, and when that is happening they will hire really large firms and they will pay also. So defense in investigations, white collar crime investigations is huge. Okay. Criminal trials, appellate proceedings before courts, corporate investigation and general advisory in relation to wrongdoings attributed to promoters and other employees. Okay. And when, for example, SEBI, when they are acting against a promoter, they simply bar the promoter from getting into the securities market for 10 years. They will block their shares accounts, which can have an extraordinary number of holding, like, the holding, the worth of the holding will be in crores, and they will block that account. Okay. So they can't move anything in that. So, wrongdoings attributed to promoters and other employees, proceedings to protect personal liberty, blacklisting proceedings, and cancellation of contracts. So, regulators can blacklist people. So this is what Khaitan does, the white collar team of Khaitan does. I'd also taken out AZB. This is what the white collar team of AZB does. Okay, and this is very relevant because there are extraterritorial legislations like FCPA, UK Bribery Act. Okay, so they want, where there are people who are involved out of India, they can still be made liable for bribery and all of those things that are committed in India, even if they are sitting outside India. So compliance investigations under Companies Act, FCPA, UK Bribery Act, whistleblower and internal investigations, litigation and arbitration support, background checks and asset tracing. Okay, antitrust investigations. Again, it's like, falls in the competition law domain, but it can be something which is investigated. Dedicated private equity support for due diligence, implementing ethics frameworks, fraud risk assessment, investigation on allegations of asset misappropriation, misreporting, misstatement, diversion of funds. Advisory solutions to implement a comprehensive ethics framework, incident response services, trainings and awareness sessions. This is what AZB does. And then this is a firm called MZM Legal. They say it like, it's a specialist in white collar crime. And this is what they do in that. Okay, they have preventive compliance. So they install systems so that it doesn't happen. Okay, you already install preventive systems. Internal investigations, defense, strategy, and prosecution. So wherever there is a white collar crime litigation, okay, it becomes very, very interesting to generate evidence on it. Okay, you need knowledge of where to find things, where to look for things. Okay, where evidence has to be generated. So this is what they do. Advising and defending clients on India's most complex and high profile investigations by premier investigative agencies like CBI, Directorate of Enforcement, SFIO, Economic Offences Wing, Anti-Corruption Bureau, all of these people. So really high profile cases. Okay. So this firm is kind of a specialist here in this, and this is what they do. So the three things that I mentioned to you, right? Detection, creating evidence, and then installing, obviously, litigation proceedings. Litigation is the core, initiating this litigation proceedings and then going through it. So someone will be alleging on the basis of evidence. Naturally, someone else will be defending. And obviously installing systems so that it doesn't happen again. All of these places will have lawyers' role. Okay. So they will have to understand where the crime can happen, what can be the motivation behind the crime, okay, white collar crimes, how do these happen? So that's the kind of work that these firms do.